we're potentially looking at, another 150 to 200,000 people before we get into February. So this is really a significant time.
Well, let's bring in Faheem Younus, who's Associate Professor and Chief of Infectious Diseases at the University of Maryland. Thank you so much for joining us. Quite an apocalyptic message there from Robert Redfield. Do you share his pessimism?
I think it's realism. I think Dr. Redfield is saying the right thing. We're on to almost 300,000 casualties. We're having 7,000 hospitalization every day. And the cumulative number is around 90,000 hospitalization. These are not just test positivities. These are not just sniffles. These are people who are very sick.
I mean, the whole world has obviously suffered from COVID-19, but America has got the most number of cases and the most number of deaths. Why is it failing? Why are the authorities failing to get a grip on this?
I think there are many difficult and complicated reasons. In a democracy where everybody has a voice, it becomes difficult when you can't force people to align to something. Individual freedoms are important in America, but at the same time, I believe our messaging could have been better. Democracies can be persuaded with science and with unified messaging. And I believe that's where the country is now heading, towards one unified message aligned behind science.
And of course, we're going to see a new president and a new administration take over. Could that improve the way things are progressing in this country?
I'm not a politician. I don't know. I don't spend much time watching TV. But what I know is that it's a pandemic. And the more control we give to CDC and authorities and experts and defer to experts and trust them, I think the better aligned we will be. And this is nothing unique to this pandemic. If you were fighting a war with arms and guns, you would defer to your generals. So similarly, I believe we are seeing a little bit more alignment, and that is encouraging.
And of course, some very positive news on the vaccines. The first one has been approved in the UK. It appears that the US is not far behind. Are you optimistic that that could be a real game changer?
Absolutely. I believe vaccine is rushing this pandemic. I personally always thought that a vaccine would be somewhere around 50 to 75% effective. So when I hear numbers and I will analyze the data that predicts an efficacy of over news. I earlier heard about people worrying about cutting corners. I don't believe we are cutting corners. I do believe we are cutting the crap. What I mean by that is that previous technology was very different. It was very tedious, like someone was typing a whole page of paper and now we can just cut and paste. So I want people to know that a lot of technology that is being used is reliable. And what we are hearing, this is excellent news. I just can't wait for as many people in the world to get vaccinated so we can end this pandemic.
I think that'll be a sentiment widely shared. Thank you very much indeed. That's Faheem Younus speaking to us from Maryland.